In our previous message, we discussed the error of the Meraglim, of the explorers in the time of the desert, where Moshe Rabbeinu had sent them to explore the land of Israel and to see how we can get in there. Not only did they come back with a report, but it came back with editorial and inciting, discouraging the Jewish community from wanting to enter the land of Israel. The explanation that we gave is because they didn't want to change. Change of what? Change of an ideal spiritual environment to go into a mundane preoccupation. And that was a mistake. Why? Because as we know, the purpose of creation is, as it says, God wants to have a dwelling place down here in this finite physical world. Not just in a secluded, sheltered, divine area, but in this finite physical world. He wants us to transform it into the Holy Land. And to transform the Holy Land into a place which is imbued with that actual holiness. And this comes through practicing, fulfilling our mitzvot. And this they didn't want. And therefore they were indeed punished, and they stayed for the next 40 years in the desert, and the next generation only entered the land of Israel. The relevance to us today is as following. We have just been taught a tremendous lesson in the capability of change. In no time, from one day to the next, or just about, we were expelled from our synagogues. We were expelled from our places of work. We were expelled from shopping areas. We were expelled from bringing our kids to school. So we suddenly learned how to homeschool, homeschool, home entertain, home canteen, refocusing on our needs, refocusing on our priorities, learning that we can do with much less than we thought we always needed. Those extremely important necessities have become frivolous. So in no time we adapted, we changed, and we made the best of it. Although God didn't allow us to go to shul, but we kept on praying. Although the kids couldn't go to school, we kept on educating them. So we haven't given up on our Judaism, God forbid. We have just found a different way, maybe even a more meaningful way, a more essential way how to do it. And instead of having just one or two or a number of big synagogues in the community, suddenly every home became a synagogue. The temple which God says, I want to dwell amongst you, became a reality. Every home became a temple for God. Every home became a place of worship, of appreciating and recognizing the oneness and existence, the force of God, that only He is in charge because nobody else knows what and how to do. And this is only being exacerbated, is all being emphasized more and more as time goes on. The more we know that neither the medical field, for sure not the politicians, the health department, they know absolutely nothing. And we have become the ones to recognize this. So 3,300 and approximately 33 years from the first mistake of the Meraglim, we are now coming to that final moment. And as the Rebbe told us, we are living now the final moment of exile with the perfection of the world. So let us not fall into the reverse trap. And saying now that things are slowly starting to open a little bit, let's go back to the good old ways. Which good old ways? I'm asking, which good old ways? What was so good about it? The convenience, the comfort, the shopping, the entertainment? No, this is not why God has transformed the world. God has transformed the world to remind us and to prepare us to want the ultimate bliss, the ultimate freedom, the ultimate perfection, the ultimate understanding and appreciation and the awareness of the presence of God in everything that we experience. Not just in an intellectual way, but in a real, concrete way. And that's the time of Mashiach. So my friends, now is the time not just to say, let me get out of my imprisonment from home and just go back to the past. No. In Yiddish there's an expression, a Zieg geht zurück. A goat walks backward. We are walking forward. Forward towards the temple. Forward towards Jerusalem. Forward to the ultimate perfect world with the revelation of Mashiach. May God help us this to happen today.